Hi guys, Graph is back, and we're here today to talk about the Composite Man. And Jade is hopefully going to be a little more vocal today as I try and explain to her my thoughts on the Composite Man and the person who wrote this article, his thoughts too. Now, Jade, what do you know about the Composite Man?
I just know that he is obviously a guy that's predicted the way the graph would go.
Okay, so the Composite Man is very similar to what we've talked about previously about the market maker.
Yeah.
Okay, now I look at it in a slightly different way to Wyckoff, but only because I mostly just look at the graph as a whole and nothing else. But Richard Wyckoff was the first to mention it, and we can read some of what he has said here. So he came up with the idea that one person can control the market. Now, what he means here is the psychology of one person. Instead of looking at it as of the millions of people who play the game, let's look at it as one person who plays the game and try and figure out what they're doing. Now, in this sense, I think he says that the Composite Man tries to manipulate the market, which I disagree with. You manipulate the stocks to your disadvantage if you don't understand the game, and to your great profit if you do. Now, I agree with that being the case in the sense that if you understand that there is a Composite Man and you try and understand how one person's emotions and one person's psychology controls the graph, then you will be in a much better position to make profit, Jade. But what I don't agree with is manipulation, as I've expressed in the previous video. I don't think there is manipulation in the market. I think there's smart money taking profit. And people claim that to be manipulation because price goes down. But all good traders take profit. And the more money you have, the more likely you're going to change the market. Now, what else he said? He said, try and play the game as the Composite Man plays it. Now, this is what I try and do constantly. And how do we figure out how the Composite Man plays the market?
You look back.
We look back through history. So what we've done is we go through Bitcoin and all of its history. And you can do that very simply. Obviously, you need a general understanding of the graphs. And you'll need time. So looking through history is one of two of the best ways. What do you think the other best way to do is, Jade, from my perspective?
Watch the graphs.
Watch the graphs live and watch it and try and say what one person is doing when you see price move.
Yeah.
So when I see price has stopped and there's a volume change, maybe there's some wicks, maybe there's some red candles, I went, oh, the Composite Man is selling. Now, that's when we're in accumulation phase. Now, of course, we've got three phases, so the Composite Man will be doing different things in three phases. What are three phases, Jade?
Is this the way that the graph moves? Or, the bull market.
Bull market?
Yeah.
What else?
The bear market.
Bear market.
Yeah.
And the phase that I talk about today, and I think we're in at the moment, what's that called?
Manipulation. No. Accumulation.
Accumulation. Very good. So from my perspective, and I would like to think from the perspective of Richard Wyckoff, in these scenarios, we have three different behaviors of what we could consider one person if we like. And it makes it a lot easier to look at it objectively. Now, let's look at, we won't look at the fear and greed index yet, market psychology cheat sheet. Now, this is similar to the other graph I showed previously on psychology. It's almost the same, but I just thought I would use a different one just to look at it today instead. And this also highlights different phases. So we have going up, which is called
uptrend.
The bull market.
The bull market.
The bull market. Okay, Jay. So the bull market, okay, in the bull market, what do you think the Composite Man will be doing?
He's selling.
Selling, yes. Now everybody else is buying.
Yeah.
The Composite Man is selling. Now, everyone who's in the market today has an advantage over previous markets because most people get into the market when we're already at the stage where the Composite Man is selling to us. But if, like 2013 or now, you have a break or a possible second run, people are still in the market. If we had years of a bear market, people would probably have left by now or lost interest. And then they realize it started again when it's time for the Composite Man to sell to them.
Mhm.
But now we're in the position where we can go, hey, I'm the Composite Man. My money's here. I haven't sold. I can sell when the bull market starts. Now, the Composite Man does this it shocks me because there's the way media portrays the psychology of the market and the media portrays what's happening. They just want people to watch their show, whether they be the news or a YouTube video. And a lot of them know very little about the market. And price goes up and they're like, yeah, price is going up, everybody. Let's buy some Bitcoins. But the fact of the matter is, if you're buying, somebody is selling. And if you don't know what's going on, you're not the smart money. So during the bull run, the Composite Man will be the person you're buying your coins off. So it is very important to be ready to sell. Now, do I mean let's start selling when the bull market starts at 64K? No, not in the essence of selling, but change the word to selling and you don't feel like you're giving up and call it taking profit. Put money in the bank and you've got money in the bank. We don't know when prices are going to come down. Now, we're going to get dips on the way. You want to put some money back in? You want to put all of it back in? Yes, you can. But the further we go, the higher profit we should be taking and the more of it should not be going back in as we get closer and closer. And when speed increases, we're going fast. We know we're coming to an end. So we need to stop counting our money on the way up and put it aside and don't look at it and go, I did it. I made some money.
Yeah.
Now then in the accumulation phase, what do you think the Composite Man will be doing?
Accumulation. He's not doing anything, or maybe he is. Maybe he's selling.
What does the word remind you of? What?
He accumulates. He's gathering all the.
Gathering more coins.
Yeah.
Okay. So accumulation is what direction?
Straight.
Sideways. You can call it straight.
Yeah, sideways. I mean, not up or like down.
Straight is fine.
Yeah.
Sideways. Now, what
okay.
happens is the Composite Man is both buying and selling, and therefore price is going up and down and sideways, but mostly sideways. And we've been going sideways since 64 in April, and the Composite Man has been buying and selling. Where has he been selling?
Up.
When the price goes up. Where has he been buying?
When the price goes down.
Very good. Now, this is always the case, and this is what the Composite Man will always do. And this is obviously what everybody tells us in the market to do, but what nobody seems to do when it comes to crypto or even stocks. If you're not, like stocks is a little bit different because trader stocks are nearly people in offices. Crypto is far more far-reaching. People get excited because it goes so much faster and there are a lot more profits to be got if you're paying attention. So the Composite Man does all of the things, buying and selling, but he does it at the right point. And we need to try and do it at the same time as him. And we can see these things on the graph by simply selling when price goes up, buying when price goes down. And we have to look at that as a full market cycle like this. And you can look at it weekly and daily, but we should be taking profit from different areas. If you're taking profit weekly, that can be reinvested. Taking profit monthly, that can be reinvested. But every 2 or 3 months, you're like, oh man, I've got a lot of profit. I don't think the Composite Man is leaving all this on the table for it to disappear. So I got to take some profit and put it away when we start to move fast. I want to talk about my introduction to the Composite Man. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fear and greed index for a little bit. We'll look at it. So Composite Man, what does he do here when we're neutral?
He's just accumulating.
He's doing nothing. He's waiting.
Okay, he's
sitting.
writing.
Yeah, he's not accumulating. So at
Okay.
all times we consider he's accumulating, but that will include buying and selling, and he will sell when we go up here.
Oh, yes.
So we're waiting for fear and greed to get up there for us to sell. People in the market who aren't the composite man are going to get greedy. Whether we have to go up for them and get greedy or more sideways, I don't know. I'm not in charge of the fear and greed index. There's all the criteria for the fear and greed index are down here, and it can all be explained to you if you want to read it. I've gone through it. I don't remember all of it. Here is the information. But I was introduced to the composite man before I could do any of the graphs. And this is my case in most of the areas that I needed to learn about before money was involved. So my expert would talk about the composite man, and I would just try and figure it out. It's difficult thing to get your mind around when it's not explained to you. But it literally is the very most important thing you need to do when you don't know what you're doing, is pretty much do the opposite of what you think you should do, because that's what the composite man is doing. If you are not the person who's making, if you haven't got a pile of Bitcoin and you haven't been earning it, you're not the composite man. So you have to do the opposite. So it took me a long time to go opposite, opposite, opposite. And I was still going, it's still not, I'm still not doing it. It's so difficult. And then when you get to the stage where opposite is the new norm, you still have doubts. You're like, should it still be the opposite? And then you talk to people and some of them will agree. I'm like, people are agreeing with me now that we're probably wrong. We don't want people to agree with me. I want to be opposite to everybody else. And I do find that I get a lot of people disagreeing with me, and that excites me. I'm like, yes, we're not meant to be the composite man. I want to be, and for me to be the composite man, you should have a different opinion to me. If you all agree with me, we're probably going to get fucked. If you disagree with me, one of us will be right.
Sorry,
it won't always be me. It's okay. If there's children here, buy some Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but Bitcoin is great. Or any other currency that's on the crypto market. I'm going to leave it there. I could talk a little more about the composite man, and I probably will in future. This will help a lot because I'm going to mention him in a lot of our videos. I also call him the market maker, smart money, and lots of other things. Lots of the whales are generally the composite man as well. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and in many cases, think the opposite of what you're thinking, and you're probably going to do better. Good luck, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Goodbye.
Composite man, composite man.